Scott, you first. Tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, your history, and how you came to like make combat waffle, or how that genesis worked.
Oh man, people that don't know what a combat waffle is, it's what we call landmines in the military. Boom, combat waffles.
Love it.
Explosion of flavor. I started off a long time ago as a young man. I'm 38 now, so I'm still a fairly young man. But I was a police explorer through the Boy Scouts of America program. Always been about public safety and about serving, and had this drive and ambition to like serve my country. But at the same time, I was always an entrepreneur. Started my first company when I was 15 and sold it. We were a gaming league sponsored by Sega when I was 15 years old. Like, it was amazing. Finally got into VR gaming after being in the military and doing some high level stuff there. And actually met Proper through the Leftovers, which is a comp team that competed in contractors I played for. Then we started VREL, Virtual Reality Esports League, and I just every day I was like, man, I want a Tarkov in VR so bad. Like, I was addicted. I've been playing since Alpha. Like, I need it in my fucking life. And finally, I actually talked to several different developers, and one of them was a part of the DayZ Champions. And he's like, oh, it'll take this long and this much money and this many years. I'm like, no, we're gonna do it in 11 months for this much money.
That's an amazing point. I don't want to like gloss over that. Tell everybody again, you guys did this in 11 months.
Yeah, we did it just shy of 12 months, like 11 and a half months. We just hit our 1 month anniversary today. We're at 12 months now. And I think just from a week ago, the game today, the reports was it's just like so much more polished. Like what Z-Storm is telling us, like it's just night and day difference. But 11 months is what we did it in. We had a rock star team. Duncan came in like maybe 2 months after we started, Dunk, I think. Maybe.
I believe it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Duncan, you're the chief media officer, right? For Combat Waffle. If you see any of the socials, if you see any of the screenshots, if you see any of the clips that you see anywhere for Ghost of Tabor, that is Duncan's amazingness that he puts out there. It's some of the best
trailer
stuff. Yeah, it's some of the best stuff we've ever seen.
And so I did that, and then I started the company, and 11 months here we are. I don't know. I've got a drive that I accepted from the military, and my dad instilled it a lot too, right? And being a cop, and I just wouldn't let it stop, and I pushed everybody to work 16-hour days against their will, held them down. Everyone. I feel like we worked a lot of hours for many months, and I can say that people did come and go, and we did lose people that just didn't mesh. But the guys that we kept are all fucking unicorns in their job. Like, I know there's a lot of great people in VR, a lot of talented devs, but I tell you that we have the best dev team in VR. We cranked this baby out and it came out buggy as shit, but we fixed it, so it's getting better, right?
Absolutely.
But that's the story of Ghost of Tabor. A lot of Red Bulls powered by Red Bull, and hate for the general world. Yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick, just because you brought it up. The launch party. What an incredible time, you guys. You guys did it right, man. You put on a great party, and you had like a great facility and great place you did it in. You did it at a university that does a lot of like in broadcasting, right?
Video game college, yeah.
Yeah, video game college, right? And then what was nice about it is you kind of do it there, and the proceeds of it go to giving kid a scholarship, right?
Yeah, it was dope, man. We got to partner with Full Sail, and we're going to do it again. It's happening again. Like, we're going to do maybe an event every year, bring out some creators, bring out fans, that kind of stuff, let them come in. There's a lot of people we discovered after that live in Orlando, and like, holy shit, we would have been there. All the money that we paid for the venue went to a young man that I got to present a check to live, and that went towards his scholarship, and it was absolutely awesome. It was fantastic. It was amazing.
It was cool, man, and the facilities there were amazing. You know what I marveled at is we all got there and we had all these creators there, and it was myself and Jasmine and Z-Storm and Short Stacks and Skiva, and we had all the Awakened Toasts and Jay Bratt.
Yeah,
all these amazing people there, and then they had this amazing facility to do like interviews in, like a full blown studio, like a TV studio, and it was just top notch. I mean, the footage and some of the interviews live that day were pretty amazing. It was a great event.
I had a great time. Duncan got to fly over the week, like the Monday before. We got in like Monday night at like 11 p.m. in Fort Myers, Florida, and I picked him up. And I've known Duncan for a while now online, but we finally got to see each other and meet and break bread, and he got to meet my family, and it was amazing having him here.
It was such an awesome time.
Yeah.
Duncan, we should say Duncan. Duncan is from
Singapore. Yes.
Yeah. So what time is it for you right now?
9:20. So not too bad.
9:20 a.m. on Friday.
9:20 a.m.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Could be worse. I've been on 4 a.m.s before, and that was a bit of a struggle.
Now, Duncan, for you, I mean, you've been a part of virtual reality for a long time. I first came upon you doing amazing videos, doing Pop 1 stuff, doing gun stock stuff. I mean, just your level of professionalism and the way you do videos is just blown my mind for a long time. What did you think about Combat Waffle, and what did you think about Ghost of Tabor when you first kind of got together?
Well, I mean, I already knew Scott for a little while because, as he said, we sort of met in the leftovers, and we sort of embarked on the competitive scene to begin with. I sort of knew where Scott could bring things. You know, he's obviously very determined, and he's got the brain for this sort of thing. This just all the stuff that I don't have, basically. And the moment that he said, "Do you want to have a go with us on Combat Waffle, creating a game, but basically Escape from Tarkov in VR?" Like, I could not believe my shit. I was losing my mind, and I could not have got through that door faster. Like, it was an absolute honor to be invited on board. It's just been the best thing in my life ever since. It's amazing.
I was in an airport flying out when I called you on Discord. Oh. It was like 7 p.m. when I called you. It was like, "Yo, man, you want a job?" Like, I remember that. I was flying out at it was like 7 in the morning for me. I was flying somewhere, and I was like, I've got to get a hold of Duncan before I'm on this flight for 2 hours, because if not, it's going to drive me nuts for 2 hours not being able to talk to him.
Hell yeah.
And not to sound too cliche, but I mean, like, I think I speak for myself and, to be honest, a lot of the team. This is so much more than a job. It's like, this is everybody's passion. Like, the team are VR players, and the team want this. The team knows that people want this. It's like literally creating a VR landmark, a historical landmark, in my opinion. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the team a little bit too, Scott. I mean, if you want to name some of the people on the team, you guys have an amazing team. And, I've known a lot of VR, and developers, in my travels doing this. And this game, it's easy to say, hey, let's make Escape from Tarkov in VR. It's easy to fuck it up too, really, really bad.
Really
So,
easy.
I mean, the fact that you said, let's do it, and then you had the people in place to do it is a super testament to you and your team and putting together the right people.